is just after 7 a.m. Extra Give is going live. We've already got several hundred donations in, thanks to a handful of individuals overnight. Thanks to Michael Skibstad of the Turtle Room and Colonia Cast for kicking us off just after midnight with another live stream. His first ever. He's been using Restream for Colonia Cast, but has never done the live thing. So I thank him for stepping out on that limb for us at midnight. He did a great job talking about all the different ways that the Turtle Room has an impact. And so today is our biggest giving day every year. And so if you value what the Turtle Room does, then, please, today is a chance to contribute and have your dollar go a little bit farther. There are several different prizes that are available. And so you can see the link down in the ticker below, extragive.org/prizes. You can kind of try to time your donation. So we could win an extra $100, $200, $500. The number of individual donors that we get. So there's a stretch fund. And that stretch fund is basically the organizations with the most unique donors get more of that money. So even if you can only give $5, $10, I think the minimum might be 10 this year. I can't remember, but the smallest, even if you give the smallest amount, it helps us access more of that stretch fund. So if you were considering donating to the Turtle Room this holiday season, today is the day to do it and have your money go just a little bit farther. One of the things Michael and I were talking about as we were preparing for him to go live at midnight last night is, where does your money go, right? And so, our 3-year average for every dollar that comes into the Turtle Room, 30 cents of that dollar goes towards field programs. And another 17 cents of that dollar goes to education and outreach programs alone, right? And when it comes to Extra Give, all of this money helps make the organization run. So that includes, keeping the lights on, so to speak. It includes our ability to fundraise continuously throughout the year. It includes our animal husbandry programs. It includes our field programs that I just mentioned. It includes our education and outreach programs as well. That includes the podcast. It includes Colonia Cast. And so most of you watching this video are probably, tuning into one, if not both of those shows regularly. And so your donations help us keep those things going. For those of you who are on our email list, you'll be seeing a lot about this today. But our big thing from this year, our big new thing, was the Cora Pictorata tracking in partnership with the Center for Technology and Nature Conservation in Vietnam and our good friend Pham Thong. And so if you missed out on that shirt, the Cora Pictorata shirt that helped fund that research, you're going to get another chance at that here as we head towards Black Friday and Giving Tuesday as well. But for today, even a $10 donation helps make an impact today for turtles and the Turtle Room. We all grew up, at least here in the States, we heard, the story of the tortoise and the hare and, slow and steady wins the race. Well, that's the way it works with turtle research. We can't finish a turtle research project in a month, even a year. Typically, they take a long time. And so those of you who've been following us for a while know several years ago, we helped fund research in Côte d'Ivoire, where there are trackers on hingeback tortoises. And so during 2025, some of those tortoises that had been confiscated, et cetera, were released into the wild of this habitat in Côte d'Ivoire. There's a preserve there. So in 2024, they were in what we call soft release pens. And so in 2025, they finally got released out to use the habitat. And so now over the next several years, we'll track how they use that habitat. Right. And so the same thing's happening with the Cora Pictorata now in Vietnam. We got some trackers on some animals. And so now we get to see how those 3 animals so far are using their land. And so as we find more animals, the plan is to put trackers on 10, 15 animals at least. and follow their movements. What can we learn about their biology, their ecology, and then through that information, how can we better help conserve these animals? And so Michael talked a bit about some of those details overnight at the midnight. So he's great with the science. If you want to nerd out on some spatial ecology, go back and listen to Michael's stream from midnight. Great choice for that. So some of the other things that the Turtle Room does, right? We help support captive keepers all over the country in a variety of ways. And that includes us showing up at conferences and speaking on the benefits of captive work. It started in 2025, a new program where we're bringing a bunch of different captive keeping experts together to work together with species that are threatened or endangered. And so there will be more about that you'll hear in 2025, or 2026, but that was something that we began new in 2025. Never forget our calendar, right? Which you can purchase on our website. But today I'd say prioritize giving to Extra Give if you can. But this year's calendar partner is the Angkor Center for the Conservation of Biodiversity. And so we're making an impact in Cambodia, helping ACCB do their work, saving turtles and other species that are native to Cambodia. And so in the past, some of our calendar partners have been the Sanibel Captiva Conservation Foundation that conserves the wildlife in these two barrier islands off the Gulf Coast of Florida. We've partnered with the Ontario Turtle and Tortoise Center. And they do a lot of great work with the native species to Ontario, both in conservation, but also in rehabilitation and release. And they're just another great organization. We've partnered with the Biodiversity Group. They're headquartered in Tucson, Arizona, but they do stuff all over the world, rediscovering species that were thought to be extinct and helping save others from going extinct. And so that's just a few of our partners over the years, just from the calendar. So money that goes towards the Turtle Room makes an impact all over the globe. Slow and steady. Most of you know about our wood turtle work. This year, if you include our year of preliminary work, this year marked 10 years. Slow and steady. That's how we save turtles. And so we'll soon be able to start doing some population studies, or I should say, doing the actual statistical analysis on the populations, and eventually, translate that into data that's like, hey, is this population steady, growing, etc. Slow and steady wins the race when it comes to saving turtles. So you see the ticker going across the bottom. The link to the Extra Give is there. The link so you can check out the prizes is there, so you can try to coordinate your donation with that. Let me speed that ticker up actually a little bit so you can kind of get through that stuff a little more frequently. So one of the things that, I've always kind of, hey, this is just kind of a thing we do. It's not a very big part, but, having a conversation with Michael yesterday, he reminded me just how important some of this other stuff that I tend to just think of as background efforts is. And so the Turtle Room helps several other turtle conservation and other organizations maintain a web presence at an affordable price. And some of the most important efforts from happening with turtles, they're hosted on the Turtle Room servers. And so by these organizations working together, we end up with better web hosting for a cheaper price because we do it together, and the Turtle Room kind of helps headquarter that effort. And so the TFTSG and all their website, as well as the listserv that helps make those things run, the Turtle Room takes care of making sure all of that is live and running and accessible on a daily basis. And so a lot of valuable things, even from small efforts. So a little donation can go a long way. Slow and steady. So Thank you for joining me. A couple of you hopped on here this morning. No comments yet, but that's okay. It's early. We're going to be doing another one of these in about 2.5 hours. And Anthony and Emily, who are currently in Arizona for the Turtle and Tortoise Preservation Group conference, they're going to be joining me, and we hope a couple other people will hop on as well. So I'm going to set this to replay a couple times so other people can catch it. But in about 2.5 hours at around 9:45 Eastern time, 7:45 local time out in Arizona, we'll be doing another little stream here for the extra give. So again, slow and steady wins the race. Every donation you make today, no matter how small or how big, will get stretched, because the stretch pool depends on how many individual donations, not how big those donations are. And try to time your donation with one of the prize hours. Maybe you can win the Turtle Room some extra money thanks to that prize slot. My wife's company doubles every donation that their employees make. So the Turtle Room will be getting several donations doubled today just through that as well. And some other companies do the same thing. So you might be able to check with your company, hey, do you match donations? They might be able to match your donation today. So again, thank you for participating today. Today is the extra give. It is now around 7:15 in the morning, and we've been going for 7 hours already receiving donations. Last year, we received about 8,000 worth in donations. We'd love to beat that this year, so help us meet that goal. All right, have a great day. I will see you.